There is no denying that Xi Jinping has left an indelible mark on China's history. Since coming to power in 2012, he has pursued the ambitious goal of revitalizing the nation, the dream of a powerful and prosperous China. 12 years later, Xi has truly transformed the country. Under his leadership, China has consolidated its position as a global power with enormous economic clout, a modernizing military, and advances in technology. While Xi's reign has brought significant progress, China also faces significant challenges. In this article, we will examine how Xi Jinping has changed China. Regardless of personal likes or dislikes, it is clear that influential leadership is vital to a great nation, and Xi has played a key role in this process. Xi Jinping has made a crucial contribution to revolutionizing China's economy, taking it to a level that even the US considers a serious challenge. Here are some of the key changes that have taken place in China under Xi Jinping's leadership. Economic growth and explosive GDP growth. In the 1970s, few people paid attention to China. It was a poor country with a huge population. However, after China opened its doors to investors and foreign companies by initiating economic reforms, its GDP began to grow. By the 1990s and early 2000s, China earned the nickname "Workshop of the World," and the phrase "Made in China" became ubiquitous. Recent years have seen steady economic growth with average annual GDP growth of nearly 7% between 2013 and 2019. Since Xi Jinping came to power, China's economic growth has accelerated. Since 2012, the country's GDP has more than doubled, growing from $8.53 trillion to $17.73 trillion. Today, China is the second largest economy in the world after the United States. Much of this growth has been driven by manufacturing, which has propelled China to the second largest economy in the world since 2010. China now contributes about 20% of global GDP, up from 11% when Xi Jinping came to power. However, the country's leadership is now looking to shift to a service-oriented economy and domestic consumption. Of course, China's economic journey has not been entirely smooth. The country has faced serious challenges, including a crisis in the real estate sector, increased regulation and harsh lockdown policies that have disrupted the economy and increased unemployment. Xi's anti-corruption campaign. Upon coming to power, Xi Jinping launched a major campaign to root out corruption within the Communist Party ranks. This endeavor was popular with the public and, according to many analysts, also served as a strategic tool to eliminate political opponents. In the 3 decades leading up to Xi's 2012 rise to power, China's market-oriented economic reforms took place without a corresponding increase in political accountability and transparency, leading to widespread corruption. For Xi, dishonest and greedy officials have been a major obstacle to strengthening party rule, which he sees as essential to China's progress. Xi has taken a tough top-down approach to enforcing greater discipline among cadres, with millions of officials investigated over the past decade. Domestically, the policy has been well received by the public, but Xi has also used the anti-corruption campaign to eliminate political rivals, promote allies, and consolidate personal power, and his efforts are far from complete. Military modernization and national security. Xi Jinping has embarked on a massive campaign to modernize and strengthen China's military. Under his rule, the number of aircraft carriers has increased from 1 to 3, although this is still fewer than the 11 U.S. aircraft carriers. China also established its first overseas military base in Djibouti, located in East Africa. The country's military budget rose to $252 billion in 2020, second only to the US, as China pursued a major modernization and re-equipment of its armed forces. According to Xi, the mission of China's People's Liberation Army is to protect the country's core interests. This includes asserting broad territorial claims to the South China Sea and Taiwan. Over the past decade, Xi Jinping has stepped up efforts to unify mainland China with Taiwan, a self-governing island under US protection. He has also deployed a new Chinese military base near Taiwan. Xi's strategy to modernize the military includes not only expansion and modernization of naval capabilities, but also development in areas such as cyber warfare, space technology, and missile technology. The goal is to transform the People's Liberation Army into a world-class army capable of projecting power and defending China's global interests. On the domestic front, this emphasis on military power and national security has been presented as vital to protecting China's sovereignty and supporting its rise as a global power. On the international stage, however, it has raised tensions, especially with neighboring countries and the US, which are uneasy about China's growing military capabilities and assertiveness. China's Belt and Road Initiative. In 2013, under Xi Jinping's leadership, China launched the Belt and Road Initiative, one of the world's largest infrastructure projects, also known as the New Silk Road. This ambitious initiative aims to build power plants, roads, railroads, and ports around the world, strengthening China's ties with countries in Africa, Asia, Latin America, and the Middle East. It is a cornerstone of Xi Jinping's strategy to enhance China's global security and influence. To date, more than 200 cooperation agreements under the Belt and Road Initiative have been signed with more than 150 countries and 30 international organizations. These projects involve building or upgrading vital infrastructure such as roads, ports, railways, pipelines, and trade facilities. The initiative also focuses on expanding internet connectivity and promoting digital technologies. For example, an initiative-funded project in Mozambique provided satellite television to 1,000 villages. One of the most significant projects of the Belt and Road Initiative is the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC, launched in 2015. This corridor links Pakistan's port of Gwadar in the Arabian Sea to the city of Kashgar in China's Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. The project includes the construction of airports, railways, highways, and pipelines, with Chinese investment exceeding $60 billion. Another notable project is the recently completed high-speed rail linking the Indonesian cities of Jakarta and Bandung. It is the first high-speed railroad in Southeast Asia, reducing the travel time between these cities from 3.5 hours to 45 minutes. The cumulative cost of the Belt and Road Initiative has already surpassed $1 trillion, a huge sum that China plans to repay through various debt repayment plans. This massive lending has made China the world's largest creditor. While some Western media claim that China is using the Belt and Road projects as a debt trap, as in the case of Sri Lanka and the Hambantota port, there are many positive examples. The Lao Railroad built by China has transformed Laos from an internally locked country to an interconnected one, expanding its connectivity and economic prospects. Green energy transformation. One of Xi Jinping's most significant transformations in China has been the advances in green energy. The new energy vehicle industry, for example, has experienced impressive growth. Chinese electric cars are now common around the world, with the exception of the US. UBS predicts that Chinese automakers will sell 5 million vehicles overseas in 2024, with significant demand coming from emerging markets such as Southeast Asia, strengthening China's position as the world's leading exporter. In addition to electric vehicles and battery technology, China has become the world's largest producer of solar energy. In 2023, China accounted for 83% of global solar panel production, while the US share was less than 2%. Under Xi Jinping's leadership, China has set ambitious climate goals, aiming to peak carbon emissions by 2030. This commitment underscores China's ambition to lead the global transition to sustainable energy. And here are some of the transformations Xi Jinping has implemented in China. Do you agree with our list? Whether you love or hate Xi Jinping, it is clear that he has brought significant change to China and transformed its role on the global stage. Share your thoughts on Xi Jinping and the future of China in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. As a show of support, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss more interesting videos. I wish everyone peace, prosperity, and mutual understanding between peoples. Be healthy and happy.